So like a lot of countries are more favorable in terms of like how much time you get off of work. For instance, look at in France, the girlies were
Now
over
they
there
are writing.
marching. The people were marching, okay? Because even
Nothing
for
like
me,
it.
as I'm sitting here right now, I am completely burned out of my job. And if you've been here long enough, you know that I had to take a leave of absence last year.
I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe.
Hello, friends. We're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Candrin.
What up? What up? It's Deja.
Hello. If you've never been here before, we do a cross section of pop culture and real life and how those two things collide. So go ahead and subscribe to our channel if that sounds interesting to you. We're here multiple times a week, talking trash and being annoying. No, I'm just kidding.
Hopefully you don't find us annoying.
No, of course.
However,
Up here talking trash and, also talking about good substantive issues as well. And we're back with another one. So, this week we want to talk about why Black women in particular are banding together to leave America.
girl, I ain't gonna lie to you. With all the shit that is going down and like it is doom and gloom on fucking TikTok or FYP pages, at least mine.
Yeah.
I am really considering like how do I get out of my worldly things and just leave the country like our friend to
Yeah.
the show, Sharita.
That's what I'm sure. So there was this article on Bloomberg that really was talking through why this is happening. So I'll link that down below. But this kind of continues our conversation about um community and like what it looks like to build community, but also our conversation that we just had about lawyers getting fired and professionals getting fired from their jobs for moonlighting or exploring their interests monetarily outside of work. So
Girl, it's a wild time.
it is.
It's a wild time.
Yeah.
What I will say is that while we are on the cusp of a potential banning of TikTok, I am so appreciative of my TikTok and my FYP because I have learned so much about the world. And in this last, I think I've been on TikTok maybe 10 months.
Hmm.
So like while I know that there are people that live, that live expat and all that kind of stuff, like you really don't it's like a distant like some shit you see on TV. It does not seem real until you see people who really look like you that are out here living this lifestyle and talking about
Yeah.
what it's like and going through their experiences and also talking about how when they left the US, when they left America, like they go to these other places and they feel so relaxed. Or one of the things that I saw, she's like an influencer and she's talking about how it's wild that Americans have like PTSD as it relates to like things that sound like guns or like anything gun related. And she was just kind
Yeah.
of like over in she's over in Bali right now, and she was just kind of like, it was like firecrackers or something going off, and
Yeah, I
like I
saw that.
just kind of jumped, and
Hmm.
and like her friends who are other from other countries in the world or whatever, just kind of like, oh, it's just the fireworks, and like she just had like this realization while she was sitting there with them, like, damn, like we're really like coming from a place where like everybody hates me because of what I look like
Yeah.
seemingly, and then like you always have to be you keep your head on a swivel because you never know if some psycho is going to come in and like shoot up the place.
Yeah.
Like he's just like it's refreshing to be here because you feel so much less pressure on your body
Hmm.
energetically and so much less like anxiety about kind of just existing in the world as a brown person.
Hmm.
But like um it's hard because it's like you're going through PTSD and you're in this like lap of luxury. Like it's beautiful here, it's relaxing, it's freedom, but like sometimes you can't unwind yourself, or it takes so long to unwind yourself because of all the monotony in the day-to-day life that is living as an American.
Yeah.
And I was
And I
like,
think
yeah.
there's a word for this. Gosh, why can't I think of it? I'm looking for it now. Um, but yeah, and I think our work in our working environment is not fun.
It does not
Um,
help us,
it
not
doesn't help
Black
us at
Americans.
all. There's a lot of, like you were saying before, um, just regular aggression, weathering, that's the word. Um, just a lot of like just everyday stuff that we put up with of just being in black bodies that is
Mhm.
just unpleasant.
Mhm.
And actually this is sort of related to like the black maternal mortality rates of just like we and any other crisis, honestly, like we're just coming to these crises with such a standpoint of trauma, like that we've been holding in our bodies just from existing.
Mhm.
And that's what the whole like weathering phenomenon is that our
And don't
bodies are
even know
just
it.
hmm?
I said, and don't even know it.
Yeah, that we've just been holding on to so much so that once we hit a big thing, like we're obviously having poorer outcomes because our bodies are already so beat up from everything we've been holding from just existing, you
Mhm.
know? So I think that probably has something to do with like why a lot of people are leaving. And also like a lot of countries are more favorable in terms of like how much time you get off of work. For instance, look at in France, the girlies were
Now
over
they
there
are writing.
marching. The people were marching, okay, because they said you won't be able to retire at 62. We got to move it to 64. The people were burning things
Rioting.
down over a 2-year difference in their retirement age. 2 years, and the people in France were burning stuff down because they were like, absolutely not. And this is already with them having taking all the whole summer off, 2 months here, 1 month there, all of these things. And it's like, we
Mhm.
don't have that. And like, even
Nothing
for
like
me,
it.
as I'm sitting here right now, I am completely burned out of my job. And if you've been here long enough, you know that I had to take a leave of absence last year because I was so burned out. And like that is the only way that I could figure out how to get some rest and sit down was to take a leave of absence from work. And like it's gotta be more to life than that.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really interesting to see these people banding together and not just themselves going, but taking their entire communities with them to say like, hey, if we're going to be and actually I saw this on Instagram. I'm gonna see if I can find it. This woman talking about how she was having kids and like her best friend was coming over to support her and holding her belly up when she was stressed out and like,
Yeah,
when
I did see that too.
things were getting too heavy, and how her bestie came over and was taking the night shift while she slept at night. You know what I'm saying? And like how people are just building new communities in different ways. So I love the idea of like taking your community, like everybody just picking up and being like, we ain't doing this no more. And
Wow.
just all going together so that you have each other and you can build these beautiful lives outside of just a traditional like marriage or whatever the case may be. And like I always said that like my dream life is that my friends, and I'm gonna have this. I don't know which friends it's gonna be, but that my
I
friends would be
mean,
living.
shit.
I'm just saying, my
Trying to get
friends and
out.
we would be living very close proximity, like walking distance. If they're, if we had partners, then those partners would be at the house too. That if there were kids, the kids would be running back and forth between the houses, and we would just have like a commune at the end of a block or something,
Mhm.
because you need to be in community, and if there were no partners, then that's fine too. Like we would be able to take care of each other and have Friday dinners together or Sunday dinners
Like we
together
used
or
to.
Sunday lunch or what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like, I may be the person who cooks on the block or cooks most of the meals on the block, and I'm coming over and dropping your Tupperware like, you want to be bothered today or nah? Okay, if you want me to come in, I can come in. If not, go get your dinner off the porch. Like that's how we would to live. Like that is, to me,
Yeah.
that's community. And I think it's
Mhm.
beautiful for people to be like looking and having community in different ways. And also I will be honest and tell you, like, this is very much the community that I grew up in. So I'm just looking to create the same
Recreated.
type of community out in the world. And I just need people to buy in. So I've
Listen,
anybody who knows me knows I have been on the advocacy for this concept. I have invited people to my little neighborhood. We don't have no houses picked out or nothing yet, but we have a city. I have a city. We have most people agree for the city, and we have just decided that
Howard, what
eventually
is
that
the
this is
city?
our
Do I
goal.
know the city?
I think you know the city, but like we have kind of decided that this is the goal. I have at least one friend who's bought in. I have a couple of friends who are kind of like, hmm, huh, okay. I like
Okay.
it.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And you know
So
what's crazy? So like sidebar, two actually. One I have seen, so like down in North Carolina, I want to say maybe like some of the suburbs of Charlotte, they have started building this, and it's I want to say it's a Black construction company or a Black firm. I don't know the right
mhm.
word, but they've started building these like little communities of like single family homes, but it's all on like this huge plot. And they
Mhm.
look, it kind of reminds me of like if you were to go into like a townhome community, but
Yeah.
it's just a smaller version of it. So you'll have like
Yeah. It's
four
perfect.
homes on this little like area, and it's they're not huge, but it's enough space for like, you know, a family of three, maybe four, to live
Mhm.
in each home. And then you have just this one long driveway, and then there's two houses in the front, two houses in the back, and then the little like car park in the back of the in
Yeah.
between the four homes.
Yeah.
I'm like, something like that would be freaking perfect. And it doesn't, if everybody goes in then to purchase the land and do whatever, then you have like this, you have your own little community, which is, I
Yeah.
thought that was dope.
Yeah.
However, so that's one of the things that I really love that I'm thankful for TikTok for. So like, don't ban TikTok. Y'all are just full of shit with that. But anyway,
And if you're gonna ban TikTok, you got to ban all of them because they all terrible. But go ahead.
hello. So the other thing is like, Mexico has been looking more and more inviting to me. Like
Real.
Mexico, even Colombia. And I say that because I have a couple of people that I know that have just decided like to throw all caution to the wind and go live in Mexico
Yeah.
and are living well. Like for what I'm paying to live in this little pseudo luxury shoebox,
Mhm.
they have like whole houses.
And this honestly, this thought came to me also, just bringing it back to pop culture from watching Harlem, because right at the end when they went to Mexico, they ran into a woman and she had children, and she said
Oh
that this is
yeah.
kind of how her friends and she and her friends were living. It's like it was just a bunch of women that just kind of grabbed,
They
gathered
raised their
together, and they were
children
raising their
together.
kids together, and they were helping each other out, and
Mm-hmm.
they just had like a good relationship. So like I said, I think for me, community is like super important. So I think it's cool, the idea of having community, but also everybody just kind of banding together and being like, girl, this is too America is too much. And just picking up and being like, we're just gonna settle all together someplace else. Like I think that's a different way of building community, but and maintaining community, but I think it's very, very cool.
My issue is like I want to just pick up and go and take my parents, but trying to get older Black people to
Yeah,
be like, because I feel for them, what they don't understand is that if we say that I was able to create this, which not say it's finna happen, um, I created this whole lifestyle and commune situation, and I can bring them down and set them up in a whole beautiful house. I feel like they're living in terms of their health, all that shit would be so much better
for
because
sure.
of the fresh food in general, but fruits and vegetables and like being able to have less stress and anxiety about how you're gonna pay for this and how you're gonna worry about that. Like just pick everybody up. We gonna go to, even though y'all don't speak the language, don't even worry about it, girl. I got you. We got
Yeah,
all types of technology nowadays that you can communicate.
yeah,
Like just to get them out of here. I especially think about this when it comes to my dad because he has a serious illness, and I
right.
feel like his healthcare would be tremendously better
Yeah, yeah,
in like Mexico, to be specific. So shout out to my Mexican brothers and sisters. I might be out here with y'all, so you
yeah.
know.
So, anyways, drop down in the comments and let us know what you think. Would you do this? Would you like pack up your whole entire community or persuade your whole entire community to leave this god awful country? Um what does community mean to you? We're going to be talking about community for the next couple of months. So, yeah, just let us know what you think. What does community mean to you? And if in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, watch some other videos, y'all.
Please.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all
And
next.
we'll talk to you next time.
Bye guys.
Rock out and rock out and rock out and breathe.